answer why they thin. You know the answer why they thin.
I will, for the record, say that I have my eggs frozen, so this whole danger zone stuff doesn't quite apply to me.
Well, it still does. You know, you're past danger zone. There's no man's land. Um,
Right. But I
so,
took precautions ahead of time
okay,
for
but
that.
so have you known you wanted to be married for a long time?
Yes.
So why have you waited so long?
Um, I think part of that I'll take 50% blame on myself and 50% I put on the men that I've dated in the past probably weren't ready.
You mean the men you've chosen to spend your time with?
Yes.
See, see how that's. I reframed that. You said the men you've dated, and I said no, the men you've chosen, because you're a
Which is
professional woman.
accurate. I did choose them.
Right, because you're a professional woman. So if you
Correct.
know what you wanted, and you're almost 40, your life is proven that you can't have what it is you say that you have a problem with me saying. You can't have it. And I'm here to tell all you women, you cannot have it all. Life is about choices and trade-offs, which is why you had to freeze your eggs. Because of choices you made.
Correct.
So I'm not being hurtful or disingenuous. Men know we can't have it all, and you women think you can have it all. And you cannot be a boss and be feminine and have a family and have all the upside and no downside. Who's gonna raise
I
your
would
who's
I
okay?
wouldn't necessarily say that there's going to be a downside. I think everybody knows that
Oh,
there's a
not really.
downside to
Okay.
everything.
Do you know
There's
anybody with children?
trade-offs. Yes.
All right. So you wouldn't mind going back to work. So after your child is 1 or 2 years old, where's that child going to be?
It's either going to be daycare or nanny.
Okay. And how much is daycare for a 1 or 2 year old?
Average daycare prices is about $675 a month.
Excuse me?
Average daycare
For
cost per
for
child
for
is
an
six hundred.
for an infant?
That's across all age ranges. So you have
Yeah, you don't no
six
no you
weeks to 5 years old.
now five no you need that's closer to 2 grand, man. It's not 675. It's higher than that. Much higher than that.
Actually, this is the industry that I'm in, so I kind of know the figures on that.
All right, so let's take the numbers you're in. Okay, but I also had children too, so with respect. I mean, I'm not trying to have a pissing
Well,
contest
I'm
here,
just talking.
but
I'm
let's just.
talking
But at the end of the
national
day,
average.
you would be working, and someone else would be influencing your child in the developmental years.
Yes, I have no problem with that.
Okay, well, it's part of the problem we have right now because if you're in the industry, you know how important those tender years are.
Well, that's exactly why you vet someone that can carry out the proper influence that you want.
Well,
So, and I think a lot of
oh,
it, and
there's a
correct me
there's a
if I'm
theory
wrong.
there's a theory part of it, but then there's a reality part of it.
Okay.
How long have you owned your own business?
So I just started a company 3 months ago.
And what did you do before you started this company?
Lead software engineer at a marketing agency.
All right. So, if you were to get married, your husband would need to make how much?
Um, my range is probably like the bottom of that is probably like 80, not because of an income, like not dollar amount, but looking at quality of living. So I'm the type of person where I do like to
$80,000.
travel,
Okay, hold on.
go do
$80,000.
things.
Hold on. $80,000. What percentage of American men make $80,000 plus?
Um,
I want to say for this one, roughly anywhere from 10 to 12. But she's almost 40, wanting someone that's going to make $80,000 a year. This is a bad deal for any man for any woman to ask for. This is a bad deal for a man, but for any woman to ask for, that's crazy.
I would say that's probably maybe around 25 to 30%.
15.
Okay.
So half the men, so half. And what do those men want from a woman? Do they want a woman who's 40?
I think it depends on the individual.
Of course, it
I
always. Oh, okay, okay, ma'am. That always depends
I
on the
mean,
individual. It
right.
always depends on
Generally
the individual.
speaking,
But the more money a man makes, the more he wants. So,
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Just listening to your channel, this is the first time that I've heard anybody, um, give that opinion that men, in that income bracket on up don't want 40-year-old women.
well,
And
what are
and I
you?
say that because
But you're 39. All you have to do is do this. Is know one thing that look at Hollywood. Look at men with money. And what do men with money? Who do they pick after they have money? Do they pick older women? Do they pick women who are overweight, or do they pick young hot women? See, what I'm saying has always been there. We just don't like it. We just don't talk about it because women spend most of the dollars in advertising, and most media coddles you.
so you're talking about celebrities and
No, I'm
things like
talking.
that. Yeah.
I'm talking about men. Period. Men.
Okay,
Period.
so the men that I see from my purview, my perspective, I work in an industry where I'm around a lot of six-figure men, high six-figure men,
Uh huh.
working with software engineers,
Great.
and they're not picking young,
Hold
hot
on. Hold on. Slow
women.
your roll, ma'am, because they're my clients. Have you ever asked
Okay.
these men what kind of women they want?
No, I haven't asked
Well,
them, but
then that's the
working with a
point. But
lot
see,
of
let me
them, I've
stop you
seen
right.
their
Let me stop you
wives.
right there. I have because they're my clients. See, you ladies get this confused because you work with them. You think you know them. You
Okay.
know an employee. You don't know what he wants from a woman, but I tell you this: no man wants an older, overweight woman. The more money a man makes, what was it? Chris Rock. A man's only as faithful as his options. So the thing I'm saying, a lot of you women you can see it with your own eyes, but it never put two and two together. But have you ever asked yourself, why is a woman with my education, my background, my drive, and all this other kind of stuff unmarried? Or women like you? Take you out of the equation, or women like you? Have you ever asked that question?
I have. I think the answer that I've settled on would still deal with around the femininity issue and not, just like you said, being agreeable and
Well,
things of that
I would tell
nature.
you first, and I would tell you more than anything else, that in Black America it comes down to weight.
Okay.
How much does the average black woman weigh?
Um, so I've seen your answer to this yesterday. So I think you said somewhere around 175, 80 pounds.
No, no, the average black woman weighs closer to like 190 pounds.
Okay.
But have you ever asked any of the guys you date? Have you ever been proposed to?
I have not been proposed to, no.
Okay, what's the longest relationship you've ever had?
5 years.
Why didn't you marry that guy?
He was cheating on me.
In year one,
Um, years two.
and you knew it
And
in year two,
I found out in year two.
but you stayed for 4 more years.
We got back together off and on. So I would say it was a
You said
period
five
off and on
years.
of
You
five
said
years.
five
Yeah.
years. So I'm just going on your math. Year one, but year two, you found out he was cheating. And you stayed for another 3 years.
I
Did he
did give
make more
him
money than you?
a sec. At that time, no.
Okay. All right. So I get why a lot of the things I say are harsh because the reality is looking a lot of you women dead in the face. The men don't care about your income, your education, your career, your bossness, your divaness, and any of this stuff until the attractiveness is there. Then the femininity has to be there. Then the submissive and cooperativeness has to be there. Then all this other kind of stuff. But unfortunately, far too.
And see, even as men, though, we understand we're not going to get all of that in a woman, but it's about trade offs and what you value more, what you value least. If we can get feminine, fit, friendly, cooperative, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Too many of our women don't pass the fitness test. And that is something that 100% of them can deal with, but they don't. I mean, you're a plus size woman, right?
Yes, I am.
When was the last time you were like an actual healthy weight?
Um, I'd probably say about 5 years ago.
And how much did you weigh then?
180.
Man,
But
that's not a healthy
well,
weight. That's not no man.
you
Don't.
She said 180 is a healthy weight. God help me. God help them. 180 is a healthy weight. Help them.
Don't
say
don't don't
okay.
don't tell me. Don't. I'm the image consultant. If you're the, come on. Sorry, you cannot. How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
That. Go ahead, make your case. I'll go ahead and counter.
So the case that I was going to make is that yes, there's the BMI. We all understand that. However, they're still healthy from a perspective of what do your medical doctors tell you. I
So you mean to
have
tell me?
always
You
been
mean
on the
to tell
heavier
me your
side,
medical?
but
You mean
my
to tell? So you mean to tell me is in there for? You mean to tell me that a medical? I want to be clear. You mean to tell me medical
but
doctor? I need hold on. Listen to the
you
question.
didn't let me finish
Well,
telling you what.
everybody's individual. I'm not just talking about BMI, man. How about this? Forget you individually. Should a woman weigh more than a man in her? Are you looking at YouTube?
I'm watching the screen.
Okay. Should a woman weigh more than should a woman weigh more than a man at her height?
Probably not.
What do you mean
No,
probably? Come on, can we be honest?
no.
So why say probably?
Because I really never thought about it
But
in that
but but
way before.
okay, how about this? Take it away from human beings, okay? Where in nature are the female mammals larger than the male mammals?
Probably not
Okay,
existent.
ma'am, you're an educated woman, and every time you say probably, it's a red flag. It's like you're not being honest.
Well, I say probably because there's always edge cases.
But edge cases don't disprove the norm. See, you're the software engineer
Right.
and technical woman, and you still don't even want to deal with the realities. A 5'6" woman at 180 pounds, the average man is 5'9" and a half, weighs 168 pounds. At 5'6", 180, you weigh more than a man. And then when you go look around at women of other races, do you see Asian women who are 5'6", 180?
No.
And that's what you said was a healthy weight. What's the most you've ever weighed?
Well, because you asked about me
Right, but
personally,
what's the most you've ever weighed?
I
What's the most you've
the
ever weighed?
most I've the most I've weighed is 350.
Three what?
350.
God damn it! 350! Come on! That's unhealthy. 350 is unacceptable. 350 is disgusting.
And I lost it.
Okay, so I get.
No, I'm just fucking around though. I saw a TikTok recently where this big girl lost like a lot of weight. Ladies, it is possible. It can be done. That was all trolling. I love you guys.
Why this is hard, man, but okay, arguably, there is, unless you're telling me you had a medical condition, diagnosed thyroid, and my ex-wife had Graves' disease. So I gotta ask, why did you let yourself get to that almost 400 pounds?
So the truth behind that is childhood trauma, which I did had to go deal with. A lot of times, and what I do feel a lot of women don't like to admit is that the root cause of their overweightness is trauma, especially trauma stemming from like family of origin, etc., that has been left undealt with that we do need to go seek therapy for.
I don't doubt that there is a lot. I always talk about therapy on my channel, and mental illness is a big thing. But man, come on.
I know. I totally agree with you on that point.
So,
But that was the
but what I
causal
need you to
that.
understand is, as weight has increased with black women, so has marital rates.
Hmm.
No one, and I get pegged as a asshole for pulling the truth out of women that you guys don't like to talk about. There was no, for whatever. There's no way to look around and say I should be that weight. And there's
No, no, no,
and
no,
hold
no,
on, and let me
definitely not.
finish. And there's and just like there are childhood traumas for women, there are childhood traumas for men too. But see, we don't give men excuses. The world tells men you ain't shit and you need to do better.
I agree.
So now you get some.
Don't nobody care about a nigga complaining about nothing. You better get up, stop bitching, go to work, nigga. Go to work.
Somebody like myself coming along, just talking about observable facts, figures, data, statistics, things you can see with your own eyes. And a lot of women are saying it's hard. And I'm like, I would think living a life this way is harder. And I don't understand why women who live the lives that you guys live don't do something about it. Because you can see the outcomes. When you went to go freeze your eggs, you knew something was wrong.
Correct.
And you went to college. And after college, you saw other women getting married and moving on with their lives. And around 24, 25, you had to look around and start to see fewer and fewer single people. Well, maybe not black women, because black women stay single for a long time. So then you live in this alternate reality, and this is why I did that show yesterday. Divas, queens, and bosses. And what are the queens? The queens are the overweight, unattractive women. And the bosses were the disagreeable ones. You don't find many of those women who are married. So no, you can't be a queen and a boss and have a husband.
Mm, mm. And if you do have one, he's probably making less money than you. You probably don't respect him as much. He probably, I don't even like to use the term alpha male, but as far as like that goes, he's probably the former. Yeah, so.
No man,
Yeah, I guess that's the I guess point of contention for me, that
why
you can't go be ambitious and still, be married at whatever age.
why do
I
you
think what bothers me is discouraging women.
why is that a point of contention when men don't want it? Men don't want it. Do you at least accept that fact that men don't want that from women? Or do you not believe that?
No, I'm not gonna say I don't believe it. I guess the question that's in my head is why, from an aspect of why wouldn't you want a woman that has aspirations,
Because you're
to
supposed to be hot.
pursue her passion and
Because you're
pursue
nobody
her
gives it because
purpose?
you're not here to do that. What is? Were you raised in? Are you religious?
I was raised in a religious home, but I'm not
Okay,
religious now. No.
Christian.
Yes.
Okay, uh, when you were raised, what's a woman's purpose on this planet?
According to the Bible, to be a helpmeet.
That's your only purpose. A woman's purpose on this planet, Bible or not, is the man. Without us, you have no purpose. And see, what you're doing is you're at odds with reality. Let me finish. I'm sitting back. You're saying, "Well, I don't." You're at odds with the fact that men don't want what you have to sell. Men don't want ambitious, career-driven women who are overweight and unattractive. See, it's that.
And see, this is where the trade offs come from. Because if you're not the last two, I wouldn't mind the first two. Ambitious, pursuing your career, cool. Overweight, unattractive, nah. We gotta get that all the way out of here. Get that all the way out of here. We ain't doing that.
That combination. See, if you weren't,
So
if a
take
woman was
away
not, if
the
a woman was
overweight
not overweight and
attractive,
hold on, if a woman was,
the career
hold
driven.
on, you can't overtalk me. If a woman was career driven and ambitious, but she was also smoking hot, then she'd have fewer problems. But when you are ambitious and career driven, overweight and or unattractive, that's too many struggles. And at the end of the day, you cannot, at the end of the day, ma'am, no woman can make men want you for your reasons. Do you want a broke man?
No.
Then how dare you sit back and try to question what men want when you say your lower floor is the top 15% of earners in this country? But see, you've been told.
She said that's her lower floor? Being overweight? Top 15 is her lower floor? Unfucking believable.
Oh, that's fine. See, that's a standard. But men can't have standards. And your life.
I guess I'm concerned that people, maybe even the younger women watching your channel, will be dissuaded from like pursuing their passions and their
No, what they need to be
purpose.
dissuaded from
Well,
is getting. Okay, what they need to be dissuaded from is getting to be 350 pounds. That's what they need to be getting dissuaded from. So you just want to get there. You keep acting like I'm talking about. I want women to be airheads and dumb. I don't want them to be unattractive and overweight. How about we just get right down to it? That's your problem.
Okay.
It's not your career. It's not all this other kind of stuff you keep trying to wedge me into. It's the fact that you allowed yourself to get to be the size of almost 3 adults. And I'm an asshole for saying that. And I don't understand why black women fight this so much. Black men have been saying for years, we don't want women who are masculine. We don't want women who are overweight. And we don't want women with weaves. And what do we get? Masculine, overweight women with weave or wigs. You keep giving that to black men and telling them take it. And they're not. You're going to the clinics freezing your eggs and wondering what the fuck is wrong with the men. You're the one going to the clinic freezing eggs. But I'm an asshole for saying that.
I didn't say that.
No, but that's the way it gets portrayed. So when a woman like you, when I say it, it doesn't matter how nice I say it, because I tried 11 million nice ways to say it, and you kept arguing and kept pushing and you still don't seem to understand the fact that men are visual. And men don't find women that are overweight or attractive, especially not successful men. No man really finds it. The only men that deal with women like that are men who have no options.
Okay.
So do you know that, or do you accept that to be true?
I'm saying okay, just
Okay, so
that I understand what.
So black women, you oftentimes talk about how skinny white girls are. Ooh, they too skinny. They too skinny. I ain't being that. Why are so many white women thin?
I can't answer that because I've never had that kind of conversation.
Why do you?
God damn it! You know the answer why they thin. You know the answer why they thin. Because their men like it. They like it. White women are thin because their white men like it. But the black women don't listen to the black men. Oh no, eat this, eat that, get carbs, get all this sugar, get all this fat. God damn it!
Why do you think white women are in the gyms running? I mean, you know what I'm talking about, man.
I know what you're talking about. I guess from a perspective of I have heard white women obsess over their weight.
Why?
Because
why?
Societal pressure.
Not societal. It's not societal pressure. Use the words. It's the men.
Okay. Yeah.
See, black women can't even tell the truth, man. You can't even tell the truth, man. This is getting to be sad. It's not societal pressure. White women want white men, and white men run the world, and these women are running to be competitive to get a man. Unfortunately, black women don't think they need a man. So you will let yourselves go to the point to where you become damn near men. You're bigger than men. And then when you can't get one, you turn around and ask, well, what's wrong with men? I'm educated, I'm this and that. You're not what they want. See, even Hispanic women, Hispanic men make less than black men, But even Hispanic
Hmm.
women know what to give their men what they want. Why don't you black women just give black men what the French toast they say they want? Why don't you just do that?
Okay.
No, no, why? But why don't you?
Selfish.
I'm not necessarily too sure Black women are raised with that
I'm
purview in
asking
mind.
you. You, why don't you? Why aren't you giving black men what they want? How about you?
Um,
Because she don't give
I
a
say
damn.
from the weight perspective, I've never thought about it in that aspect because I've dated people. So I,
You mean
if
you?
you
Hold
don't
on,
know
hold
it's
on,
a
hold on, hold on,
problem,
man. You mean because somebody would have sex with you?
um,
Because that's all date really means, have
no,
sex.
don't get it twisted. I ain't no
I didn't
random
say
one
you were no
night hit
random
it or
nothing. Are
quit it,
you
but
okay,
I
man?
mean,
Don't
for
get.
most,
Hold on, man. Hold on. First off, you need to
go ahead.
understand who I am. Don't do that. I'm not trying to call you no random nothing. But you weren't. Are you trying to tell me you were a virgin and you had sexless relationships?
No, what
So
I'm saying is when
the
people
point
are,
is, listen, women's sexual psychology is this. A man who is a 3 on the scale from 1 to 10, if he lucked up and had sex with a woman who's at 9 or 10, a man knows that his value does not qualify him to start getting 9s and 10s. A woman starts to equate her value with being able to have sex with a man, but that's not where your value should be. It's on keeping a man and a husband.
Of high value.
So when you say you've had been able to deal with date people, that's the lowest level. You're a sexual object, but no one is going to keep you, marry
so
you.
what I was going to say was that I think when people are able to secure dates and get in somewhat maybe long-term relationships, if you don't know it's a problem, you won't address it.
What do you
So
okay?
they're
Secure dates,
not
but securing dates
or
is dating is
securing
but is
boyfriends as
that the but
well.
is okay? But let's be honest, is that the and that's another part of the problem. Marriage is never really a goal for most black women. Thank you for admitting that. Boyfriend, a relationship, just somebody to have sexual access is enough for most black women. Just like the previous caller, I don't need to be married. That's how low a lot of black women have dropped their standards. I just need to have a title. Wife, I don't need that. Girlfriend will do. Even you said it.
Right.
Even you said it. A
But
5 year
yeah,
relationship.
I'm
But the
acknowledging
thing
that
is,
in the sense
ma'am,
that
the
you
reason.
may not know it's a
But yes, you
problem
can,
because
ma'am.
you
Yes,
got
you
a
can.
boyfriend.
Yes, you can. Because in the second year, when you found out that man was cheating on you, you stayed in the situation, and you stayed in this situation. But my thing is, if you had better, better men as options who were trying to court you to be with you or marry you, you wouldn't have stayed there. You cannot tell me you would have stayed with this guy if you actually had better options from higher value men. Yeah or nay?
Um,
Careful.
at the time,
Care-
no, because that was and part of that straddled my college years.
So
So
what does that mean? If you actually had bona fide high value men trying to court you for a long term relationship and married you to stay with the cheating dude?
no, that's not what I'm saying at all.
That's what I'm
I'm
asking you.
saying,
That's what I'm asking
oh
you.
no, 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 no,
So no, you wouldn't have stayed.
no. No, the answer is no. Yeah,
Ex-
to that specifically.
so my point is, you didn't have other options or better options. He was the best option you had. It was suboptimal, but it was the best. And why do you think that was? It's not because the men who were higher value wanted fit women. We're not going to get past this in black America. 8 out of 10 black women are overweight, and 80% are obese. We're getting to the point now to where Black women weigh more than the average black man. A woman who's 5'4"
So
weighs more than a
scary.
man who's 5'4". A woman who's 5'7" weighs more than a man who's 5'7". It's getting so bad that now you're starting to double up on men.
Scary
I'm going
reality.
back to this 350-pound thing, man, because at 5'7", that's twice as much as a man and 3 times as much as a woman should weigh.
Absolutely.
So
That's why
and
I
that should
started doing something about it.
and that's the thing. And let's take it away from you, so it's not so personal. If women can't sit there and it's like black women can.
Can y'all imagine like if all the guys walking around was only like 110 to 20 pounds? Would that not be weird as shit? If all the men started like appearing and having the physique of a woman, how women are exponentially getting the physique and appearance of men with their weight. Imagine if we dropped to like 115 to 120. That would be a scary ass society.
Can look in the mirror and delude themselves and lie to themselves and say, I'm fine, I'm this and I'm that. I get women who are larger than that trying to approach me. I'm like, what in the hell do you think this is? But just that's because somebody somewhere had sex with her and she thinks, well, shit. And the sad part is you don't have men like me speaking. So it's unfortunately women like you, if you were in your late teens when you could have done something more effectively about it and possibly changed the outcome, it's just going on and on and on, and to the point to where it's really a foregone conclusion. Ma'am, you may have frozen your eggs, but would you be carrying the child or would you get a surrogate?
That's funny you ask. I do have the money to get a surrogate, and that's an option for me.
Well, it
Yeah.
has to be because of your and black women, sadly, your education.
All jokes aside, guys, that is actually very sad to hear. This is a very sad case to hear. The fact that it has to come to freezing your eggs, having the option of having a surrogate mother carry what is supposed to be your child is absolutely ridiculous. And then I don't even know how that works. So if the lady who is having the baby, does she also breastfeed your child with her breast milk? That's just weird to me. That's just so weird to me. But this is also a very sad case.
Hasn't made you better. Your income hasn't made you better. It's made you worse. These are all horrible options. Freezing eggs and surrogacy are not are like using an abortion clinic for birth control.
I think that's a strong comparison, but okay.
Oh, you don't? So you mean to tell me that this is what normal and healthy heterosexual couples should be doing, or is this like emergency level?
Um, I think that based on where somewhere is, someone is in their life and their individual
You keep
circumstances,
going.
that
You keep going
it
to
can
see.
be
You keep
in.
going to. You keep going.
But there
You
are
keep going. See. The
okay.
thing
I'll
is, you
say
get
this.
in order to
I'll say
make.
this.
And instead of saying, you know what, you're right. You got to go to an extreme nuanced position. And this is what's so frustrating about so many black women. You will.
But I don't think those are the only conditions that allow
Is it
people to
the
take
should it
that
be the
extreme
should it be the
nuanced
norm?
position.
What I'm saying is
No,
going to get an abortion should not be the norm for
it's
birth.
not the
Excuse me.
norm.
Going to get an abortion should not be the norm in birth control. It should be some sort of female birth control, IUD patch, gel foam, and male birth control, vasectomy, condom, something like that, with a backup of plan B. That is far more of a logical, rational, reasonable birth control scenario than having raw, unprotected sex and then having to go get abortions. That was the example. So what I'm saying is your method, if what you've had to do became the method of having children, having to take eggs out of the woman's ovaries, freeze them, and then wait to have an available donor, and then take those eggs and either deposit them in that woman's womb or going to get another woman's womb. That is the same. It's the similar lineup. Don't get
I'm not
don't
saying
get don't
it's
get
normal.
lined up.
I'm
Don't,
saying it's an option for people who
oh,
need it.
okay, but you don't need it. You didn't need. You wouldn't need it. See, that's the thing, man. And I try not to go there. You wouldn't need it if you would have gotten married at a healthy weight when you were younger. That's my point. Yeah, abortion is an option if you need it, but it should not be the option. And see, this whole exercise has been really telling because black women like yourself seem to be so confused and you can't understand it. And I'm like, ma'am, do you really feel like you're an agreeable person? An agreeable female?
I do. I do feel like I'm an agreeable person. Just because I
Oh,
have a difference of opinion
oh,
doesn't make me
okay.
disagreeable.
Okay. Well, okay. And you know what? I can believe that. I've talked to plenty of black women enough to know that honestly, you guys think this is just a conversation. A lot of black women like yourself really feel like this is just normal, and it's not. This is not how communication should go between men and women. And I've actually had plenty of men say, you know what? I would love for you to bring non-black women on the show one day, and just let the non-black women just go back and forth and talk to them, so you could compare and contrast. But I said, you know what? That would blow this channel up. Because this is what
So
this
can
is.
you
Listen to what I
enlighten me
need to
as to
say.
what
Listen,
is
I need to.
disagreeable about
Okay,
our
you're still over
conversation?
talking me. I know you can hear me, but when I'm talking, you still gonna go. And see, that's
Well, there's a lag, so
but I know, but I can hear you, so you can hear me. There's a lag, but you can. That's not the problem. The problem is you're gonna overtalk a man, and that's part of our black condition because far too few black women really value or respect black men. There's a low level of contempt and a lack of respect for the black male image that is in most black women. It doesn't matter his educational achievement, doesn't matter what position the man has. You're a black woman, so and I'm beneath you somehow. It's palpable.
I didn't say that
You don't have
at
to.
all.
You don't.
But I'm not purposely trying to talk
I
over
didn't
you. I'm
say
like
you
it's
were.
hard when you're on Zoom and you're trying to look for your entrance to kind of have an opinion.
All right. So the notion that black women's opinion, see, an opinion is one thing. Disagreeable is another. Notice how many times I've had to debate you on simple things. And I will say this. If the last relationship you had was how long ago?
My last relationship was a year and a half ago.
All right, and that was the 5-year relationship?
No.
Well, I always recommend that people talk to their exes, especially if there's no hope of getting back together and find out what it's like to be with you. But if I had to go ask your coworkers, your male coworkers, what it's like to work with you, what do you think the consensus would be?
Actually, they would give me a good review because I'm their manager. I manage teams of all men, so
You want to put that to the test?
absolutely, we can do that offline. I can
No,
give
no,
you
no,
every
no.
last one of their
Because here's the
numbers.
thing: I'm not just a personal image consultant. I'm a corporate image consultant, and these are, I'm not asking this question because I don't know. So, okay, you're talking about your subordinates.
Correct.
I'm not asking about your subordinates. I'm asking about your colleagues.
My colleagues would be my director. I only have like
So how
more than
about
two
this? How
people that
about this?
parallel me.
Over the course of your career, if so, what you're telling me is over the course of your career, if I could do this sample and ask the people you work with, hey man, what's it like to work with Nick? What's it like? You mean to tell me that most of them would tell me what?
That I'm hardworking. I'm a great team member. I'm a team player. I'm a great collaborator.
Mm-hmm.
You can go look on my LinkedIn and see
I'm
where.
just, ma'am. Again, ma'am. Again.
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
Like
Now you're talking
I
over
would
me. Now you're
have.
talking. So you can't say you don't hear me.
Okay, go ahead.
See, you don't pull that shit that you couldn't hear me because you could hear me. And see, this is an exercise I do when I do corporate coaching, and people are often freaking shocked when they see what people actually think about them. I have yet to have a woman in a corporate session not be, what? Especially when there's no fear of retribution and it's anonymous. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, this has been a good back and forth, but I would tell you this. There is a reason why 51% of black men are single and childless and 64% in the middle class. It's not because they don't want women or they want black women. Black women are not giving black men what they want. And they would rather have nothing than accept a disagreeable, argumentative, masculine. I'm not saying this is you. Masculine. Any of these traits. Men don't want disagreeable, argumentative, masculine,
Overweight.
unfit, overweight, women that lack femininity. And especially when you start talking about marriages, because if you got married, who would lead?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, if you got married, who would lead?
I absolutely would want my husband to lead.
Okay. Have you ever been led? In your relationships, does the men typically leading?
In the relationships that I've had, no, they haven't left because I have typically been in my masculine energy. And it's not till recently that I became that self-aware enough to know that I needed to lean back. So I had, like, for the last 2 years, I've been kind of learning and practicing, trying to make that shift.
But what I'm hearing, ma'am, is you may be aware, but you still never done this in a relationship. What you told me is in your relationships, you're in your masculine.
No, I said I'd say my most recent relationship, I was in because that was the relationship that I.
You said that was over 2 years ago. You said that was over a year ago, right?
Yes.
And how long were you guys
I came
together?
upon this in about roughly 8 months. So I actively in that relationship.
So why did it end?
To my feminine. Excuse me?
So why did it end?
It ended because he disrespected my boundaries and walked into my house uninvited and did some stuff that I don't think any respectable man should do.
Were you guys sexually active?
Him to call. No.
But you were with him for a year.
No, I said 8 months.
You were with him for 8 months and you guys weren't sexually active?
No.
And he was your boyfriend?
I'd say we were exclusive.
No. Did you guys have a conversation where he said, will you be my girlfriend and I'm your boyfriend? We are one-on-one and I'm not seeing anybody else.
Yeah. We said we would be exclusive.
Exclusive doing what?
Exclusively dating.
Exclusively dating. So how old was this man?
He was 33.
And you were 30, how old?
At the time I was 37.
So you got a 33-year-old man and a 37-year-old woman, and you're telling me that you guys were exclusively dating for close to 8 months or 9 months, and no sex?
No, that was a personal choice of mine.
Ain't no goddamn way.
All right. I'm not gonna even unpack that one. And he claimed and he was on Facebook. You were his girlfriend.
No. Mm-mm.
Right. And y'all broke up because did he have a key to your house?
No, he did not.
So how did he walk in your house?
My door was open and he had asked me if he could come over and I told him no. And he kind of pressured me until.
You mean your boyfriend asked you so your boyfriend asked you, your exclusive boyfriend asked you if he could come over to his girlfriend's house?
Yeah, isn't that the respectful thing to do?
I'm just trying to understand something, ma'am. See, you're already getting defensive. I'm just going on what you said. Your exclusive boyfriend.
He asked me, hey,
hold on.
Can I come see you
check it. I don't know. Did he normally come to your house?
Yeah, after asking.
Okay, so your boyfriend had to ask you to come to your house. Your exclusive boyfriend had to ask his girlfriend to come to his house.
Yes.
And you're telling me that you were in your feminine. Woo! Lord have mercy, Jesus. You can't make this shit up.